one of the quintessentially important aspects of life here is New York is these horse-drawn carriages, and it's always been there. And the carriage, like an excellent gentleman here I've been speaking to, eloquently spoken and well-knowledge gentleman. And how could anyone say that horse-drawn carriages is not part of New York's lifestyle? And it's always been the New York's way of life, and it's always been the importance of the tourist trail that is also one of the most important aspects of a visit to Manhattan, the island here. Well, there's a change in the horizon, and that change, we should not allow anyone to break the traditions and the way of life of any nation, most particularly something that has been built on for many years, centuries in fact, and that importance needs to be prevented, that importance of protected, that importance is very, very it's part of the DNA. It's part of what we call the modern terminology, the DNA of life. And particularly, I'm sorry, what's your name?
John.
John. Well, John's life.
This is Tommy.
As Tommy, and they've been living side by side. The nature, the animal, and the human life. Now, the interesting part is that the stables are actually on one side of New York Central Park. I think there's a scrupulous group of individuals, or scrupulous group of a movement here in New York. What they're trying to do is to ban these horse-drawn carriages. You got to laugh, because these individuals are not in the interest of animals. The way they treat the world, the way they treat the world's living matter, these rich individuals who invested in billions, has no interest, no vested interest in having the thought of an animal's welfare. No, it's nothing to do with that. It's all to do with that where the stables are, which is also some of those buildings are historical landmarks. And again, even that, they're going to pull it down to build something so ridiculous, glass, just like that, trying to alter the landscape of New York's way of life. And that cannot happen. And that cannot happen. That needs to be prevented. We need to protect, and we need to support the movement of save our horses. And it's very important, and it's very, very important indeed. It's a way of life. John's own words here.
To exclude the common people, and now they want to get rid of the horses. Of course, they're pretending it's about inhumane treatment of animals, but that's lies. What it's really about is they're billionaires and they want to be trillionaires.
There you go.
There you go.
1% of that world's population is actually got the wealth, and a cumulative 99% of the world's population. Now you tell me how that could be justified. How can it be justified for the welfare of this poor horse? The welfare of this poor horse has been cared for by John, and he's been living side by side. And the animal welfare goes beyond, because if you spend time and a moment to really understand what life is all about, his life is all about, will come from, yes, it is a way of earning, it is a way of life, it is a way of supporting each other, and that's the way we should.
I just want to give Tommy something to eat.
Absolutely, there you are. And of course, John, his earnings will also go towards the animal welfare. And not only that, Tommy, it's cold. Just like humans need warmth, Tommy's got his own jacket. Tommy's got his own jacket. Not just that, John is just feeding it. Now that food doesn't come free. They don't come from an exotic restaurant or a gourmet restaurant down the line. No, John has had to go to one of those places where you would buy the horse feed.
All the way to Pennsylvania.
There you go, Pennsylvania, one of those places
we
where
get the food from the Amish.
The Amish.
Country, yeah.
the Amish country of state of Pennsylvania.
Yeah, these
That's
are all
where
Amish trained horses.
the Amish horses. Well, the welfare of the Amish, and you know the ethics of the Amish. The Amish has a way advanced knowledge about animal welfare and the care of the animals. And I've taken my hat off for John, and also supporting the welfare of the animals is supporting likes of humans like John. Thank you, John.
All right,
and it's been absolutely great pleasure crossing your path, and I hope we
shall prevail.
We will prevail indeed. Take care. Thank you.
Lovely, John. Are you? You speak very well. Are you on television? Are you from a carriage?
There you go. What a wonderful feature
Sabanji?
we've got here.
You know Sabanji? Rich man.
God.
Sabanji. He was in my carriage before he died. Oh, really? Because he came here just remembering, cancer treatment, and he took carriage ride. Well, rich people don't carry money, they employ you.
New York horse carriages. The peripheral walls of Central Park. Just puts you on to Fifth Avenue, and these guys will take you on a little historical horse carriage through Central Park, as well as the boundary walls of Central Park. 50 Nations flag.